Loud Zoom
Frankie
meeting.
C. Rachel Vaughn connecting.
That's a great picture. Look at that.
Make sure you guys come join
Amy
us
S.
live.
Yeah, live,
now.
baby.
Don't
Who else we
forget-
got in the house?
Don't forget.
Who else is
Zoom.
cooking?
We got Johnny in the house.
Yeah, Johnny's in the house. Johnny
Martinez.
Martinez.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Anonymity? No.
There's
No.
anonymity in this.
There's no anonymity, bro.
Great.
We're a Cover Out Loud here.
Cover out loud.
Cover out loud?
We're a Cover Out. This is televised.
Televised.
This is live.
I'm on TV.
Nationally
Yeah.
televised.
Oh my god.
You're on YouTube, bro.
You have a bucket for me to throw?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I don't-
Here.
I'm good, I'm good.
I'm gonna take off. We're gonna go.
Frankie C. We got Zoom user coming in.
Talk to you soon.
Don't take off. Just put it up there. Let them watch us.
No.
What do we know?
They wanna
No
watch
is a
us, they have
complete
to come to
sentence.
the-
I don't know if you know this, but no
It
is
is.
a complete
It
sentence.
is.
He does-
Jennifer's coming on.
Jennifer's
iPhone.
Zoom user.
Yeah. Here's M.
Joe Crab. Is that like Krabby Joe?
Joe's Crab
That's what we
G.
say, Joe's
Hey,
Crab-
G.
Hey,
Joe's
that could
Crab
be
Shack.
Jai.
No, it's G. We know him.
Oh. What about M?
We don't.
M. We don't know who M is. Sprinkle over M. Let's see what's going on with M. Let's see what M's full name is.
M. I remember watching this show. Like it was like the Sesame Street.
Welcome
And they
to-
were doing,
Marcello Garcia.
they were doing that
How do I get over there? How do I get my
ABCs.
name up there?
over there.
Yeah.
You'll be over there.
We don't let people sign that just do this.
What? We
We don't
don't.
let people sign that just do this.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
You're gonna open it up?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, right there.
Fair enough. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Martinez. Amy S. M. Alicia. Thank you. G is in the house. Jennifer.
I saw the way out something. Where's the way out?
Right there. He's up there.
There you go. Oh,
Is that somebody you know? The Way Out podcast.
I don't know.
That is awesome.
Awesome. The Way Out podcast.
That's
is
I
in
like this guy. He looks
the
like a Marine of some kind.
house.
He looks like a military guy.
Yeah. The Way
Maybe.
Out podcast.
Are you a military guy?
Look at Jennifer with
No,
1,200
just animalish looking, right? Just animalish looking. Guy looks like a killer. I like that.
Dan Jennifer, 1,234 days sober today.
1, 2, 3, 4. Make a wish.
Nice.
Like that.
Nice, Jennifer.
1,
Good job.
2, 3, 4. How cool is that?
Recovery survey. No
Amy
way
S,
out.
6 months on Saturday.
Hit 6 months Saturday. That's cool, man. I remember my 6 months. Nasty. Nasty.
Colbs,
When was that?
15 years ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
15 years
Yeah, 15
ago.
years ago.
6 months.
6 months. Jennifer, Jacqueline, Jenny, what's the last name?
Jacqueline.
Someone's
Jenny.
walking with us in the store here. We're looking up a nose. I like it.
I love that.
Talking to you. You're looking down at us. Talking to you. That's right. Don't look over your shoulder. That's
Ah,
right.
yeah,
Hey
we're way
there.
back. Hello.
Yeah. Hey, Gina.
Gina.
That's right. We're talking to you. Yeah. Yeah.
Look at the little
She's
pup-
in the store.
the puppy
She's-
dog.
Yeah, there's we know that guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was here last week. Michael
Michael.
Lamour.
Lila.
Yeah.
All right,
Lila's
Jackson.
got a hell of a story. You know what I want to do before we get started? Sorry. I want to play something.
Okay. Is that Rocky? I do really good with Rocky.
Hang on a second.
We could do the Rocky theme.
No,
I
it's
like
not.
the
It's Lila's son. Hang on, I'm going to tell you a quick story.
All right.
All right.
This is Lila's son, wrote a song, and then passed. And this is his song, The Dope Man.
Ooh. It was once said by a man who could.
Warm greetings.
Dope man, please can I get it?
I'm going to see where I could see it.
Man said, I don't.
Shoot.
Okay, just stop talking and look for it, and I'll talk. Okay.
Lila, send it again, or send me any text message so I could get your phone number so I can play the song, Lila.
All right, so I'm just gonna welcome everybody to the Recover Out Loud Zoom meeting that we have every Tuesday night. You guys this is the second week in a row in our new studio. It's actually not a new studio; it's just an upgrade from our old situation. Recover Out Loud is not just a meeting, but it's a movement. The Recover Out Loud is
18, episode 18.
this is episode 18.
Yeah, that's
Recover
exciting.
Out Loud.
That's exciting. 18 weeks? Shit.
I just want to remind everybody, though, that this is not an anonymous meeting. This is actually live streamed on YouTube as well as
Yeah, it is.
Zoom. We use parts of this sometimes for different reels and whatnot. We believe that we no longer need to recover in silence. We want people to know that recovery is possible and that you can get clean and stay clean and have a better life. So this is not a 12-step program at all. This is just like an add-on to whatever you normally do on a daily basis to stay sober. So if it's a 12-step meeting, if it's smart recovery, I don't care what it is, continue doing those things.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you need to do those things to progress in your recovery.
Yeah, this meeting will not keep you sober alone.
No.
It's not possible.
Right.
Not going to happen, man. Let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah, because there's no program with this. This is just a meeting. This is fellowship.
Yeah, this is fellowship.
This is fellowship.
This is fellowship. That's right. So I'm gonna.
You got the song?
Yeah, I got the song.
All right, just put your phone up to the microphone. Can everybody hear that? Shake your head.
Drug dealers are friendly, but they're not your friends. They'll take your money and they'll take your soul, make you forget just how to get back home. Who you become, well, you just don't know. 626-831 and 905. It's 4 a.m. and we're looking for one more light. Because this can't stop. We can run, but we can't hide. I don't wanna die. Drug dealers are friendly, but they're not your friends. Drug dealers are friendly, but they're not your friends. They'll take your money and they'll take your soul, make you forget just how to get back home. Who you become, well, you just don't know. You just don't know.
Nice.
Appreciate that.
That was written and sung by
Lila's son.
Lila's
I don't
son.
think she's on. I saw her earlier.
She's right there.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
Where is she?
Put the mouse up there. She's right there waving at you.
Oh, nice. That's Lila's son's song.
Beautiful.
And unmute her for a second. Hi, Lila.
Hi.
How you feeling?
Oh my gosh. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, good tune. I've been listening to it all weekend. I really like it a lot. It's a great voice, and I always loved the passion of musicians and people that could sing and touch people. I always wanted to do that. It's just such a beautiful, you know what I'm saying? To grab someone like that. So I really love his voice. So thanks for sharing it with me.
Lila, what's the
With
name of the
us.
song?
It's called Drug Dealers.
Nice.
And you can find it on SoundCloud. My son's nickname was The Rev. So you'll find that song and a couple of other songs that he wrote. And the thing about the song that just kind of blows my mind, that we're here together and we're talking about, losing so many people to fentanyl. And when he talks about, drug dealers are friendly, but they're not your friends, because like right now they're selling you fentanyl and killing you, right? They're your friends. So you think you can trust them, but they're not, and then he says they'll take your money and they'll take your soul, and they're taking the souls of our kids right now. It's just blows my mind. And then he says, I don't want to die. And I ended up losing him. So it's just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for so much for sharing that with us. That means a lot to us. It means a lot that you come to our meeting every week, and we can all heal together, and we can all make a difference in this world together.
Yeah.
It says on these shirts that Shane and I always wear, there's a little tag written on it, and it says "Together we rise."
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's go ahead and get started on the meeting. We got Johnny tonight. He's gonna give about a 20-minute testimonial, and then we're gonna open it up for sharing. So he's got his timer already set.
Martinez.
Johnny, you're up.
My name's Johnny Martinez.
Johnny.
And I am an alcoholic.
Johnny's in the house, people.
You're going to catch a lot of AA in what I say, so if it offends anyone, I'm sorry. However, anyone recovers is the best way. That's all I got to say.
Right.
Whatever you find that works for you, keep on doing it. But I happen to find Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm going to do my best to slow it down and not talk so fast because I'm highly nervous. And I started drinking at 10 years old, started using meth at 12, born and raised in LA. Dad was an alcoholic, grandfather's alcoholic, just a long line of alcoholism in my family. Didn't know it then, but today I know it. My mom kicked me out when I was 12. My dad took me in. My stepmom did a lot of drugs, and so I started using to fit in, right? That utter need to fit in and feel like I was accepted was prevalent in my life as a young child. People talk about like this empty feeling. Like I got this personality where I always fit in to wherever I go, but the feeling that I didn't was just so tremendous. Started using a lot of drugs throughout high school, dropped out, started doing a lot of different things. And I thought that this is what made me an alcoholic. I thought, hanging out with some people who were affiliated gang related. I thought being Mexican. I thought because came from a broken home. I thought because my mom and dad got divorced. I thought because my dad used to hit me. I thought because so many reasons that I was an alcoholic. And then lo and find out that none of that had to do with being an alcoholic. I ran around the streets with my addiction. I became homeless. I became jobless. I became wifeless, kidless. I was talking about my second marriage. And I was like, man, I never thought I was going to get married again. I got married to try and get sober. I had a kid. I thought it was a great idea, and that would get me sober. I thought going to school, that would work. Didn't. In and out of jail, didn't matter. And I don't know. I heard a lot of things in my life that I thought would work. And that's why when I start, I want to let you know, whatever you find that works, stick with it. Put logs on it. Feed the fire. Like if you find something that's working for you, don't stop doing it. Because there's so many people that don't make it into these rooms that I feel are better than me. Better men and women out there that I've seen die because they couldn't find what was going to work. They came into Alcoholics Anonymous and they left because they didn't feel like they fit in because they were a drug addict. They came into NA and they didn't stay because they drank also. Doesn't matter what you find, what you do. Come in here and join us. I got sentenced to, I think they offered me 6 years. Let me tell you what happened. I started drinking, started using a lot of drugs, didn't put anything down, had no intention. Lied, manipulated. My family turned away from me, walked away from a marriage, walked away from my oldest son, and didn't look back. And did everything I could to stay as loaded and as high and as drunk as I could for as long as I could until I couldn't anymore. And I got introduced to Alcoholics Anonymous through parole. My parole officer thought I was an alcoholic. I went to go turn myself in and to do a year flat in Chino. And she recommended Alcoholics Anonymous. And I said, I'm not, the first things out of my mouth wasn't thank you, wasn't absolutely, wasn't sure. I really appreciate the offer, was I'm not an alcoholic. And today I look at that, I'm like just so blind from addiction. And she laughed and she chuckled, and Agent Zamron was her name. And she said, hey, kid, I don't know if you're an alcoholic or not, but every time you're in custody, you're under the influence of alcohol. And I was like, And she said, I'm gonna make this really easy on you, kid. She's like, a year flat in Chino, 90-day violation, 15 months in custody, or AA. And I came to AA, and I didn't come to AA to get sober. I came to AA to get something. And that's what I found I did wrong. I've been a part of life for so many years and so many things to always get something. And I wanted a job. I wanted a car. I wanted a girl. I wanted money. I wanted an apartment. And I came here every time to Alcoholics Anonymous to get something. And every time I got loaded. Every time I came to AA to get something, I got loaded. And I couldn't figure out why. I came through Charlie Street. I came through Phoenix Houses. I came through Spencer Recovery. I came through rock centers, detoxes, people's couches, abandoned buildings. I came through a lot of different places just trying to figure out a way not to get loaded anymore because I wasn't lining up with my life. And inevitably I get out or I come to, I make a decision, I stop using, and I get crazier. Restless, irritable, discontent, what the doctor's opinion talks about. I get angry. I get entitled. I get better than or less than you, but not right-sized. And I came to AA and I stopped drinking. I stopped using drugs, and I kept on drinking, and my life got weird. People would call me and check on me. Hey, how you doing? Fucking, what do you want? Like, what's your angle? Just checking on you. And I started to realize that there was something going on here that I'd never experienced before in my life. And coming out of in and out of Alcoholics Anonymous since 2002 to 2015, I learned some things of what not to do. And I don't believe it to be true then or now, but I can't deny the facts. Just because I think something doesn't mean that it's true, doesn't mean that it's right. You know, a lot of things I talk about today, I'm like, what evidence do I have to support that? You know, and the way that I was thinking didn't have any evidence to support it. The evidence it had was contrary, that I kept on getting loaded. I came to Alcoholics Anonymous and I didn't read the book. I didn't think I needed to. I didn't work a step. Chad, he talked a lot about the fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous, and God, I love the fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous more than anything. And it's supposed to be, from my understanding of it, and everything that I say here isn't truth, it isn't fact, it's my perception of it. It's my truth. It's what went on in my life and how it helped or didn't help me. But my truth was that I came in here and the fellowship was so fulfilling that I thought that that was going to sustain me to stay sober for the rest of my life. And it wasn't so. What I've learned is that the fellowship allows me some type of relief long enough to work the steps to be able to have a spiritual awakening, to have a personality change sufficient to bring about recovery. And I didn't understand that until February 2nd, 2015. My sobriety date is February 2nd, 2015. I beg and pray to God that that's the last time I ever had to have a drink. And nothing was different at all. It was the same circumstances, the same dialogue. I didn't come here to get sober. I called some guy who, this girl named Ivy, sent me a text message and said, hey, if you need help, call this guy. And I called him up, and he didn't know me from Adam. And he said, are you willing to do anything you can do to stay sober? And I said, yeah, I've heard this fucking spill before, sure. Can you pick me up and take me to detox? And he's like, yeah, I'll pick you up and take you to detox. And I went to New Start Detox in Santa Ana, and it was right next to my Connect's house. And I thought, fuck, this is cool. I'm going to go and I'm going to kick and I'm going to get out and I'm going to go cop more dope. And that was my plan. And that was my intention. I went over the railroad tracks. We pulled it. They didn't even know where they were going. And I said, I know where this is because I was doing panels over there 6 months ago. Like I was a manager of a sober living, the Third Step House. I was a member of H&I. I had about 12 panels. I had a grip of sponsees, and I was working the program on the outside, not the inside. And when they're like, they were lost. And I'm like, make a left here, go down to that street, make a right. It's all the way at the end. And they're like, how do you know? I said, because I was doing panels here. And I went in there and I detoxed. And exactly what I said happened. I went there, I got off of the drugs that I was on, and I had $200, a cell phone, and a wallet, and keys to a car that was an impound. And I said, can you give me my stuff? When I got back to detox, and 7 days later, I'm like, and she's like, her name was Lindsay. And Lindsay looked right at me and she said, absolutely not. And I'm like, you have to. And she's like, I don't have to do shit. And she made a phone call. And I'm like, you're such a bitch. Like, give me my shit. And she's like, and she just pulled out a pack of Newports. And she's like, come outside with me and come talk to me. And we went outside and she's like, you want a cigarette? I'm like, yeah, I want a cigarette. I want a cigarette. I want dope. And she started talking about her story. She started talking about losing her kids in the same hotel that I was at, the California Lodge off Bristol, right? And she starts telling me the story. I'm like, fuck, man. And I walked away from my son. And I lost my kid. And I walked away from a marriage. And I start relating to her smoking cigarettes long enough for some dude to get here. And he's like, his name was Sean. And Sean's like, hey, like, let's talk. And the magic of one alcoholic talking to another alcoholic just was there. The next thing I know, I didn't have a desire to use. And for a split second, I was like, okay, what's the next leg of this journey? They're like, you're going to go to Serenity Lodge. I was like, all right, cool. Went to Serenity Lodge, got sober, stayed there 30 days, and got out and just did the deal. For the first time ever, I made a commitment to myself. I was crying in, I don't know, it was maybe March, late February. March Madness was on, so we're in that timetable, and I'm upstairs and I'm crying to God, like I'm not gonna ever be able to get this. And I called my best friend and I'm like, Pat, I'm fucking hopeless. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I just can't stay sober. And he's just like, have you ever thought maybe you just don't do this? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, there's some good news here, Johnny. I'm like, what's that? He's like, you really haven't done it. You haven't fully done it. I'm like, what do I do? He's like, you do what we do every day. And I'm like, fuck. Even Saturday and Sunday, even when my dog dies or my dad writes me off, or there was always for me a reservation. And for the first time ever, I wanted to be done. And I hung up that phone with my friend and I begged God. I'm like, God, help me get rid of any reservations I have. Say a day or two later, I get a phone call, same friend. He's like, hey, you might want to unblock your ex. I'm like, dude, she's my ex. I blocked her for a reason, right? And he's like, no, you unblock her, Johnny. Like, I never led you in the wrong direction. I'm like, Pat, she's fucking crazy. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm trying to work better on not talking about people. And so I unblocked my ex, right? And she's like, hey, I'm pregnant. I'm like, congratulations. Like, I'm fucking happy for you and whoever you're with. She's like, no, it's yours. I'm like, bullshit. And we went to court. I tested positive for a kid. And I thought about killing myself. I thought about driving my car off a cliff. And I was on my way to go work a second job running sober living in a detox. And I thought if I just go to the harbor in Dana Point, I could drive my car off the ledge. I'm like, I could do it. And I made a phone call and I decided against it. The girl I was living with, her name's Sarah, and she's one of my best friends. And she's like, hey, like, why don't we walk through this together? And I'm like, I don't want to walk through this. Like, I don't want to. Like, I can't be a dad. I walked away from my oldest and I'm a piece of shit. And she's like, you have a decision to make. You walk away from this one and have the same condition happen, or we can do it together. And I went to court and I got my rights, and she tested positive at birth for I'm going to stay out of her story. Some circumstances happened where I had to jump through a lot of hoops. And I did, and we did. And we got our son back. And I have an 8-year-old who's never seen me use or drink. And I made a decision somewhere between step 2 and step 9 to do whatever I had to do to make sure that I get through this program. And if after the program I decided I wanted to drink, I was going to. I don't know what it was between what step or what I did or what I didn't do, but everything they've ever asked me, just like tonight, someone walked up to me and said, hey, can you go talk? I'm like, absolutely. Alcoholics Anonymous has changed my life. People in Alcoholics Anonymous has changed my life. people here in facilities like this have changed my life. So I just say yes. I went through all 12 steps with a sponsor and I didn't like the outcome. I really didn't. And I thought that it wasn't going to be for me again. I had my friend die. I had my mentor die. And I had my other mentor die. And the last one to pass was my best friend's mom. And we're on the phone and I'm going through it. And I'm like, man, this fucking shit sucks. And we're talking and we're trading words and stories and back and forth. And he's just like, I got a question for you. I'm like, what's up? He's like, have you thought about drinking? And like this aha moment just hit me. I was like, I haven't thought about drinking since TJ died, Johnny or Patty. Through all these deaths, I haven't thought about it once. And he's like, that's what's going on. He's like, me either. And I'm like, and I realized for the first time ever in my life that I've been placed in that position, neutrality, safe and protected, that I've not even sworn off and said the problem's been removed. And at that point, I was like, oh shit, something's going on here. And then right around that time, I realized that I was the problem, which is a late start for me. And I started thinking about the inside stuff. Why I couldn't date, why I couldn't hold on to relationships, why I still had this anger towards my dad. And I started working on the 6 and 7 and the inside job with a sponsor who knew what they were doing. I started looking at the causes and effects of my attitude and my sobriety. For a lot of years, I painted the picture that it was because I was loaded, because I was a gang member, because I was racially profiled, because I was touched, because I was beaten, because I was, because the circumstances of my life, that's why I was the way that I was. And the fact of the matter was, I was just an asshole. For the first time ever, I realized that that's just the character of the man that I had become. And it had nothing to do with my gender, had nothing to do with anything. That's just who it is. And I made a decision to start working on who I was. And I like to say that I'm in that process, and I hope I never get out of that process. That little boy knows a dad. I met this woman that I married, that I have grown in a relationship with, that we have a child together. I have a little 6-month-old baby girl that I never thought I would be able to do the things that I do today with a kid, because I never thought I could be the dad that I wanted to be. And I'm happy that so many people are here, because the message of hope is that it works. It works. My recovery, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to shut up. I think I'm out of time. I don't know. But I used to go to 5 to 7 meetings. I used to sponsor as many people as I could. I used to do as many panels as I could. And over the course of me staying sober, I'm sober a little bit over 8.5 years. And it's like, my sobriety has shifted. And I used to, when COVID hit, it was really weird for me not to go to a meeting. And I just did step work with sponsees. And when everything lifted, I had this weird thing, right? I go to a couple meetings and I dialed into different things that helped support what I was trying to do in regards to my recovery. So that's why I say, if you're doing something that works, keep on doing it. I'm doing stuff that doesn't work also, and I try to stop doing it. I'm currently trying to work on not cussing. I'm currently trying to work on not talking about people. I'm currently trying to work on things that I still struggle with on a daily basis. I'm just excited to be here and small part of something much bigger than me. For a lot of years, I thought that if I didn't do it, it wasn't going to get done. And what I realized is that it gets done whether I do it or not. This program works because of all of us and all of you. And I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for letting me share.
Awesome, man.
Wow. That was fucking great.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. I like that, how you gave a kind of a step-by-step walkthrough of your progression of yourself, getting better through the steps.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I say in the beginning of the meeting that don't stop doing what you normally do, whatever it is. You know, for me, it was a couple of things, but you know, the steps are a part of my life. And when you're in a 12-step program, the steps are actually the program. If you go to a meeting, that's why I say this is a meeting. It's not a 12-step meeting, but this is fellowship. So you need to continue doing the things that you need to do to work on yourself so that you can be the best version of yourself and for everybody else in your life, your loved ones.
Yeah.
You know, how amazing is that? You know, I went 9 years without my kids ever seeing me loaded, and then I relapsed. And it was rough, man. A lot of shame, a lot of guilt. Kept me in and out of the program for 5 years. I struggled. I became a chronic relapser. And for me, this all happened kind of in the public eye, and at least in my public eye, you know, because I've worked in the treatment industry since the year 2001, so a long time, 22 years. And it was hard. And then people whisper, right? They talk, well, you shouldn't be back there yet. You shouldn't be doing that. You know what? What do we say in Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous, man? If a person with 1 day can help a person with 0 days.
A person with 1 day could help someone with a year. Like I get some of the best lessons that I've learned with people inside the center that I work at. I'm like, damn, I never looked at it like that. And they're like, yeah, you know, and I always say that it doesn't matter how much time you have because you have your experience. And that's the one thing that I think Bill knew was vital was our experience, both of what to do and what not to do, because we're going to be examples no matter what.
Yeah.
And it's like, I love that element of it. I always stay teachable, right?
Teachable. It's extremely important. I wanted to go to a couple comments. Can you scroll down? Are you on there? Scroll down, because I'm going to answer one comment. Somebody asked about our shirts. You can get our shirts at soulandclothing.com. They actually sponsor the Hopeaholics.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool.
We get the code.
We have a discount code for you too. But I wanted to say congratulations to Alicia for she's still on. Where was it? She put up a picture of herself and how many days she had sober. Keep going up.
48.
There we go.
Oh.
Alicia, right there.
Right there.
Where did it say how many days she had?
I think a little bit further.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anyways, congratulations. Proud of you.
Sullen Family 50, all capital letters. That's the code.
Can you just put all that in the chat? It's soulandclothing.com if you want to. I want to go on to the...
Great story Johnny gave us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Great
dude.
story, bro. Unbelievable, man. I think everyone's looking for love.
Yeah.
Fuck, my bicep is really sore. I just bent it in pain. It's bad.
Shane tore his bicep. He was doing... he was on this like insane mission after we did this workout with Cali Muscle. Yeah. Shane started doing the workout like every day.
Yeah.
Finally tore his muscle. Anyways, I love this part of the meeting. I love opening it up to everybody that's on the Zoom. Raise your so here's the rules. We don't like a lot of rules because we're not rule people.
No, we're not.
We are definitely not rule followers, but we do have a 3-minute rule, and at the 3-minute mark you will hear that. When you hear that, just wrap it up. It doesn't mean you have to just stop, but just wrap it up, and then we'll move on to the next person. So raise your virtual
Michael
hand.
Lamour has already raised his hand. Look at him.
Oh,
Michael Lamour.
So raise your virtual hand if you want to share.
And one other have raised their hands. Why can't we see them?
Because there's 2 pages of people.
Oh, shoot.
And we don't know how many people are on right now because normally there's like it tells us, but it's not telling us for some reason today.
Because they don't want to see me throw up.
All right, Michael's up first.
Oh, there we go.
Where you at, buddy?
There we go.
I'm gonna make this short and sweet, but someone mentioned a person with 1 day of sobriety can help someone with 1 year of sobriety. I spoke to a friend today that's been sober for a long time, and it was a pretty interesting conversation I had because I said, "Look at me, I'm a reminder of why you should stay sober." And then he almost broke down in tears, and was like, "Thank you for that." Because I'm struggling with sobriety, and I'll go to detox centers. I won't mention any of them in the Costa Mesa area, but yeah, you go there and um, like for example, I went there on appointment, and then they let other people in off the street without appointments, and it's kind of discouraging. But anyway, but yeah, so that's it. I don't want to take up too much time, but again, a person with 1 day of sobriety can help out someone with a year of sobriety, etc. So
Yeah.
anyway,
We agree. Michael, do me a favor, bro. Send us a text message. Send us an Instagram. Share your phone number. I'll give you mine. Let's keep in touch on a daily basis. I'm here for you, bro. My Instagram is at Shane Earn. ShaneEearn. Okay, you're struggling. We don't like to see people struggle. I want to be here for. We're here for you, man. Yeah.
All right, Jennifer's up next.
Hi,
Hey,
everybody.
Jennifer.
I am really excited to have be at 1, 2, 3, 4. It feels like I won the lottery, and each day gets a little bit easier. But as I have learned from Chad and from Shane, don't take your eye off the ball. And one of the keys to my success has been to keep a tracker on my phone so that I know what my day count is. And it is important. And I try to share my day count through social media and with anybody that listens, because I want them to know that someone gave me hope and I want to give them hope. And my sobriety did start at Hope by the Sea, and I was there for 105 days. And I, chose to stay the course for the simple fact that this was my very first time in rehab, and I learned from the people that I, lived with and that I attended the classes with that had been through multiple rehabs, that I really wanted to fill my toolbox with everything that I could so that I could be a one and done. I understand that tomorrow that could change. The day after that, it could change. But I'm holding on, and I'm trying to remain positive, and I just want everyone to know that there's hope for them as well. So thank you, Chad. I love you. I love your family. And this is an awesome platform for everybody. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. I wanted to tell you, Jennifer, they wrote an article of me in a magazine recently, and they asked me a question.
Oh, that's right.
About somebody's life that you impacted, that went through one of your centers, and I actually used the story of you and I.
Oh my gosh.
So I'll repost the magazine article. It's actually on the Hope by the Sea website if you want to go there. You can.
Oh, I certainly will. Thank you.
I know they got the dates wrong. No, they have you with more time than you have, but that's okay. You'll get there.
I sure will try. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
See, I'll tell you why I like that. And it's important. She takes pride in her recovery.
Yes.
On a daily basis. She takes pride of her recovery. And that's very important, not to hide it, to be loud and proud.
Yeah.
Look at her. You know what I'm saying? 1,234 days.
I mean, I also do understand the importance of some people have jobs
Of
that
course.
need
Of
to
course.
have anonymity.
Yes.
I love that you just said that.
Of course. I agree
You
with
know,
that. Yeah.
but if you don't have the need for it,
Yeah.
recover out loud with us. You know, one of the original reasons why they did the anonymous thing, and they had one of the traditions, is that they didn't want, famous people or people in the public eye to go out and say, I'm a member of Alcoholics Anonymous, and then a year later relapse.
Yeah.
And then it gave Alcoholics Anonymous a black eye, right? And it gave people the opportunity to say, see, I told you that Alcoholics Anonymous doesn't work.
Yeah.
But here, I just want everybody, this is only an opinion of mine. Alcoholics Anonymous has been around for over 80 years. And for anybody to think that it doesn't work is, at this point, it's just silly. There's 40, 50 million sober people in the world right now because of Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's insane.
Insane.
But that's one of the best things you just said, is because what I do, I'm a direct reflection of Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Cocaine Anonymous. It's like, and I always have to remember that, which I don't, that how I behave, how I drive, how I treat people is a direct reflection of what I show helped me get sober. And
Yeah.
so I always have to keep that up in my mind, is this what I want someone to think about Alcoholics Anonymous as I do it?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, that's nice.
All right, we got the podcast guy up next. This is
baby,
really
Jason.
super nice to have another podcast in the house tonight.
What's up?
Hey, buddy.
Man,
Hey, so I just thought I started following you guys recently. I found you because I know Jennifer Leone, and I think shares the same studio as you guys do with her new thing. So, I'm all about like loving on everyone, right? Like I want to lift up all these podcasters, and like we're all on the same team. You got so many people are trying to compete with each other, and it's like, no, hell no, dude. Like it doesn't matter. Everybody's story matters, right? And everybody that's doing stuff like this is helping get them out there. So thank you for what you guys do.
Thanks, bro.
awesome.
Yeah, man. And Johnny, dude, thanks for sharing. It was very heartfelt, and boy, it moved me. You guys, in just a little bit that you shared, it was like, yeah, you tell my story, bro. I started at an early age. I started smoking weed and drinking when I was 10. I was shot up first time when I was 13. Just battled that needle forever, and I thought I was a lifer in the game. I was always gonna hustle. I was always gonna bang dope. I was always gonna do what I do, and I didn't know there was a way out. You know what I'm saying? So, I can't even begin to tell you how grateful I am for not even just the 12-step fellowships, because over the years it's really evolved for me. I draw from a lot of wells, man, in my recovery, and being a podcaster is cool because you get to amplify different stories. You get to hear about and learn about different pathways. You get to like really share some really valuable information with everybody out there, and I'm grateful to be a part of that. It's one of the most rewarding parts of my recovery to do this stuff. So a little bit about me though. Yeah, like that was kind of backstory a little bit, but now, I mean, just in my recovery, dude, I became a podcaster like 5.5 years ago with the Way Out podcast. Now I also do the Recovery Revolution podcast as well, with a team of individuals, and we're all over the country. And we started the Recovery Revolution Podcast Network, which is really, it's just a website. It's kind of a hub. Doesn't cost anything to be on it. So if you guys would like to be featured, just let me know. We'll throw you on there. And it's just, your podcast will get added to it, and people go on there and they scroll down. And I think we got like 30 something podcasts on there currently. And every week when your new episode drops, it's up there
It's the first, one they can click, and then they click the link, they'll be able to go through your whole catalog or whatever, it'll bring them to your website. But it's all about, giving people more of that positivity that they can check out, and some practical tools that they can pick up today, right? And maybe put into action and start to feel a difference in their life if they're struggling with using, or if they're struggling in their recovery, dude. Some people need a jump start to that shit and figure it out and make it better. But yeah, so that's me. Oh yeah, I'm also a Stephen minister. I'm a certified recovery coach, and I continue to learn, man. I don't work in the space. I had a lot of debt, so I work in construction field, but I still like to go to trainings and pick up more info as I go, because it just helps me be more effective at helping others, and it strengthens my recovery too. So with that being said, I heard the noise, so I'm done, but good to meet you guys, and I'll probably pop in another time because Tuesday nights work for me.
Yeah,
dude,
baby.
so.
Nice.
Awesome. Will you put your info in the chat box? So
Yeah.
make sure that we're following you, and then we'll connect.
Yeah, that's great.
We're all about
it.
All about
Share and care.
Sharing. Yeah.
We had someone go up. Can you scroll up? Someone was saying about going to treatment. They were going to give insurance, or did I miss something? I want to go there. However, do they accept my insurance? What is that? What I have found is, I'm just wondering. Andrea,
where do you want to go? You want to go there?
Yeah, Andrea, can you DM us on on the Hopeaholics, and we can talk in private. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to Jordan. I saw her on there. She's got 2 years sober.
Where is she?
Can you wave at us,
Oh,
Jordan?
there she
Are you
is.
driving?
There she
What's
is.
going on? Are you driving?
Give the wheel to your husband or your fiance.
Yes. Is Chad in the car? Can he? Can you unmute yourself and say a couple words?
I am not driving. I'm in
Okay.
the passenger seat.
Okay.
Nice.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. I don't want to say a speech or anything, but I do want to touch on like kind of what you guys were talking about being proud of your sobriety. And yesterday was like a big deal to me because after 1 year, I still didn't really feel comfortable posting about it because I have such a record of relapse. I was like, I don't want to tell people I'm sober just in case I relapse again. And having 2 years is crazy. And I finally just was like, screw it, I'm going to put it out there, you know? And it was oddly liberating. I had a lot of mixed feelings about it, especially like sharing a picture of me in my drinking days. It was mixed emotions, but when I finally did it, I felt liberated and got emotional about it because I'm just like very proud of myself, and I never thought I would be where I'm at today. Life isn't perfect, but it's beautiful, and I'm very blessed and happy I'm alive, and just grateful for the program and all the people I've met throughout this journey.
Nice. Wow.
Awesome.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thank you so much, Jordan. If you want to see Jordan's picture, go to the Hopeaholics story. I reposted it.
Oh, did
today.
you? I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I'm going to check it out right now.
It's a nice before and after. I liked it. A nice before and after. Also, if you guys don't know, Jordan is a admissions coordinator for the Hopeaholics podcast and for the Infinity Group, which is the different treatments.
Christ. I did see this, but I passed by it because I thought it was a joke, a meme of some kind. I swear to God.
Oh my
I
gosh.
thought this was a joke, and now that I'm looking at you, holy fuck me. Whoa. Yeah, no bueno. Not a good look for you, dear.
No,
Not a
it's
good
not.
look.
I
Here,
have
check
much
this
worse too. That was like me being kind to myself with that one.
Right.
Could have thrown my mugshot in there, but I'm like, you know what?
That is
I'm not going to do that to myself.
what a transformation we want to say.
That's one of those nice transformations, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways, proud of you, Jordan.
great
Super
job.
stoked
Thank
for
you
you.
guys.
Yeah,
Keep
happy
it up.
for,
Oh,
happy
wait,
for your
wait.
fiance there.
Also, I was gonna say also congratulations. She got
Yeah.
engaged.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
Chad, too. Nice.
That-
Yeah.
You got the coolest name that I know.
Great name.
Yeah,
Great
and
name.
did you also know that you're a flag? You type in you got your own flag. You
That's a
oh,
tiny-
you know what's so
Oh,
cool?
yeah.
It's a tiny fucking
It's
country.
just but here's the
It's
thing.
tiny.
Jordan has a flag and Chad has a flag, so they're perfect for each other.
Oh, that's right. They both have flags.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, that is.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They're
That
both-
is a good
they're both
job. Yeah.
countries,
Yeah,
so-
That's cool.
yeah.
I
Anyways,
never noticed
Thank
that.
you guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for allowing us to
We lost Frankie. Frankie, see you later.
What?
All right,
Frankie.
who's that? Where'd
Yeah.
the hands go? Okay,
Robert.
Robert, you're up.
Hey, Robert.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, baby.
All right, right on. Man, thank you for that share. I was picking up my daughter right when you started talking about raising an 8-year-old, and I almost started to cry while I was driving because I'm pretty open about my recovery in my house and what I went through because unfortunately my daughters remember me loaded. You know, they see me. My son, he never seen me loaded, but my daughter sure did, and man, that was like I get real emotional.
Absolutely.
You know, those little girls are my pride and joy, and there's nothing like. Now I get a chance to show them like what a real man's supposed to do, and you just hear when you hear other people's stories. I always like hearing it, you know. And I was listening earlier when you were talking about losing people. You know, at 2 years, I lost my sister because of this disease, you know, and she's one of those people who's just never gonna get it, you know. And I remember when I lost her, and her sponsor called me, and we walked through it, and I remember going down to her sponsor's house, and that was really when I saw what the steps do, because I was like on my third step for like year 2, and I read my sister's second step, and I looked at her sponsor, and I was like, this is bullshit. Like what she has on this paper is horseshit. It wasn't honest because I know my sister's story to a T. You know, I was there the whole time. Me and my sister got loaded together. So when I saw it, I just remember thinking like, oh shit, my program is the exact same as my sister's, you know, and my steps were that same bullshit. It was like having the answers to the test, and I just wrote down what they wanted to hear because it sounded pretty. You know, today my life is completely different. I go back every Monday, and I don't say this to toot my own horn, but I go to the rehab that I got the sober at, you know, every single Monday, and I run the alumni meeting there because I just remember that feeling of like who was there for me when I got sober, you know. And it was all the people who came through the program that shared that message. Like, you know, I'm just a hopeless dope fiend that went to prison, or, you know, I'm just a drunk from the streets that had no way, you know. And like I tell everybody, I'm not scared of, I've done it all, you know. I just never tried crack, which I guess that's probably a good thing. But, you know, I tell people all the time, I'm not so scared of the dope or the heroin anymore. Like for me, it's a White Claw that's gonna kill me. Like that shit looks yummy, you know. And I see all this shit, and
Yeah.
like
For
it
real.
sounds pretty, like seltzer alcohol. Like I could hide that in calories and not get fat. You know, and that shit's everywhere.
Yeah.
Like people don't realize that they think it's they think all the hard shit is like the worst of the shit, and I'm like, dude, alcohol is everywhere. For me, that's my go-to. As soon as I relapse, I start drinking, and then it's the dope pipe. So,
Yeah.
but I loved your story, man. I love the share. I love this. I'd never heard of this meeting until right now. I was on the Instagram, and then I saw it pop up, and I was like, well, shit, I ain't got nothing to do for a few minutes. Let's go see what this is. And it was definitely worth my time, and I definitely appreciate everybody in this, and you know, keep fighting the good fight.
Dude, I appreciate what you just talked about because I was at a barbecue this weekend with some friends, and my wife doesn't drink, but she can, and she has in the past. And our friends drink, and everyone knows I don't drink. And we went over there to have like short ribs and steaks, and we're eating, and everyone's drinking except for my wife and me, and they're all getting And my wife's like, why aren't you eating? I'm like, man, because liquor looks good. You know, I'm 8.5 years sober. I'm like, fucking liquor looks good. But that's my truth. Like, no bullshit aside. Like, that's what I'm looking out for. Because at the end of the day, like, drink sounds nice. Even today.
Yeah.
Like, even today. And that's I'm not saying I'm gonna drink. I'm just saying it's so elusive. Even today, where I'm like, I just know where it's gonna take me. You know. But I appreciate you sharing that, because that is my truth also. It's like I have to be aware of that. I'm just gonna have one. That one mentality, that I'm just gonna have one mentality, has destroyed my life over 5 different times.
Yeah, no, and I'll shut up with this. Is one of my counselor in rehab shared this, and for some reason it stuck with me forever. But he said, Thomas Jefferson said it. It's the only quote that I really know. Is the price of freedom is eternal vigilance. And if anybody wants to see my picture, I just shared it in the group chat. That was me about 100 pounds ago.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We got Chuck up next. Chuck Z.
Zed.
Oh yeah, guys, you all know
Zed, bro.
that.
What are you doing, Mo? What's a Z?
You guys know that.
The hell are you talking about?
Shane is
Holy smokes.
from Canada.
Canada.
See how he just talks over me?
Can't-
Yeah,
Well,
that's why I don't like Canadians. I have to just stop for a minute, wait for him to pause.
Chuck's in the house.
So in Canada, if you guys don't know this, the letter Z is actually said Z.
Zebra.
They go XYZ.
Zebra.
Is it true?
It's true. Truth.
We were on a podcast the other day, and he said, what did you say?
I said something about,
out. He goes,
yeah.
he goes,
Against.
out.
We're out against everybody. We're out against them.
Or out. And the girl was like, I don't know what out means. And I was cracking up. I was like, he said out.
No, he didn't.
Yeah. Oh, I did. I did.
It was funny, guys. I probably have to be there. but
Anti-Canadian.
Y'all
That's
have-
why I got it. I'll be back next Tuesday. Don't worry. Okay, Zebra. Let's go, Chuck.
You guys hear
Z.
me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can hear
baby.
you.
All right. I'm sorry, guys. I haven't been on Zoom in quite a while, so bear with me.
Yeah, it's all good.
The last time I did Zoom is when COVID hit, and a lot of the meetings in my area in Illinois, we were doing Zoom meetings for a while. Small community where I'm at, and I stumbled upon you guys here about 2 months ago, and I tell you, I'm pretty excited what's going on, and the whole thing about me. I had a meeting last night because I do 12 and 12 on Monday nights, and we're talking about anonymity and everything, and I heard the story here a little bit about somebody being famous and going out after a year, and that's part of the traditions and stuff too, and it's sad to see that happen. I talked a little bit about it last night, but maybe they didn't hit the bottom yet, just like me. I'm no different than anybody else, and I hit my bottom about 15 years ago, and luckily I'm still walking around, and I get pretty emotional too. Alcoholics Anonymous really made me emotional after a while to got those feelings back that I never really had before, and listen to everybody's stories, and even my sponsor, even though he passed away a couple years ago, my first sponsor, and a lot of things came to fruition, and I'm pretty happy with life today, and I'm just really excited about a lot of the things what you guys do, and first things first, I usually say I'm grateful I woke up today instead of coming to, and I did a lot of that for years, man. I hated myself, really hated myself. I hear the time that people have on here tonight. Keep going, man. Just keep going, and trudge that road to happy destiny. I still have my days too. I heard you guys talking about looking at alcohol. Some days I look at it, but it scares the hell out of me today. It scared the hell out of me. I had my first DUI and only DUI, luckily. I learned real quick what's going to happen, and it's not fun. I know that. I had my mouth wired shut for about 6 weeks, and luckily it didn't hurt anybody else but myself. But that really scared me, man, and it still scares me today to look at it, because it just makes me nervous around it. I have to leave, and being in DJing and everything else too. I don't even go out to DJ gigs anymore. I do a lot of stuff at home. I had to change a lot of my things, people, places, and things, and friends too. Those old friends you had, gone. I know that I realized who is in my corner today, in my support system today.
There you go.
And that's in a nutshell, man. I got to trust God, help others, and clean house. And thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks,
Appreciate
brother. I like that too. You got to make decisions, hard decisions, man. You got to let people go. You got to cut ties.
Yeah, you do.
That's life.
That is life.
You got to watch yourself.
There's a lot of sayings that people come into your life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you think it's forever, but it's just for a season.
Right.
Reason, season, or a lifetime.
Yep.
And we don't get to choose that.
And we
Right.
don't get to choose that. Right.
I really appreciate Johnny in the house today. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm really
Great
feeling
job.
him. Yeah.
I just want to remind everybody really quick, because the meeting is coming to an end. What the reason why this podcast exists and the reason why we joined this Recover Out Loud movement on September 11th of 2022. I got a phone call from my 21-year-old daughter that screaming. She was screaming. And I don't know if you all have ever gotten a call from somebody screaming, and when you know that scream that they found somebody dead. She found her fiance dead from fentanyl, and it was a life-changing moment for my entire family. And we have lots of other people on this podcast who have lost their children that come to this meeting, who have lost their children or loved ones to fentanyl or addiction in general. But we decided God put it on my heart to be a voice for the people that no longer have their voice. Be the voice for people, for the family members who have a hard time sharing, to be support, and to offer hope. And it goes so much further than that, though, and Shane and I truly feel blessed that you guys all show up to our Zoom meeting. We feel super blessed on how insanely fast our platform is growing. The whole reason for this platform is about as unselfish as you can get. It's to force change at the highest level. Because as you all know, 300 people die every single day from fentanyl, and that is an airplane going down every single day. A large airplane. Think about that.
That's crazy.
Think about that. If an airplane went down every single day, what would the government do?
We would be doing something.
We would be doing something.
Absolutely.
What are they doing?
Nothing.
Except for running their mouth up in Washington.
Getting funding for something they're not going to use it for, and then getting all the votes for shit that doesn't matter.
So, anyways, that's why we say invite a friend, invite them to follow our Instagram, invite them to follow our podcast.
Save a life today.
Let's save a life.
Yeah.
We have a lot of cool shit happening in our lives. Like Shane and I would have never thought that, that the podcast would grow the way it's growing. We would have never thought that, we would have had, a WWE superstar on our podcast and then join our podcast and then become a host of our podcast, along with Tim Story, who's a life coach. He's also part of our podcast now, and he's actually been coaching us on how to be, better.
Up our game.
Yeah, he's teaching us how to be speakers. So we're going to be going out on the road. Yeah. So we were just at the Aspire tour, which is pretty cool.
San Diego.
It's cool shit.
Yeah.
And my point behind, and the reason why I even say any of this stuff is because, recovery is about facing your fears, right? I have the biggest fear of public speaking. It's insane. You can ask Shane. I had a full-blown panic attack before we had our first podcast, right? Now I can just come in here because I'm probably 150 podcasts deep and I feel nothing, But But to get up on a stage and tell my story and tell my truth, that's still a little intimidating.
Yeah.
And I've done it before many times in
Hard-pounded.
large Alcoholics Anonymous meetings or Narcotics Anonymous meetings. I've told my story. And so my point is that we just want to keep growing. We want to keep offering hope. We hope that you all continue to grow in your own lives. You know, challenge yourself.
Yeah, challenge yourself.
Do the things
Yes.
that you're afraid to do.
Yes. Yes. I just want to make a point. Chad's comfortable. I'm comfortable. We're getting out of our comfort zone here. We're no little chickens here. We're older guys. You know what I mean? Happy to go home, but we're getting out of our comfort zone, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like that. Don't be comfortable.
Don't be comfortable.
Stay uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So in life, what I've learned in becoming successful in life, I've learned to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, I prefer to be uncomfortable, and because I know that when I'm uncomfortable, I'm growing.
Yeah. Boom.
And I've been comfortable before, and in that comfortability, I relapsed.
Yeah.
That White Claw looked really fucking good, and I was like, man, I could probably just have a White Claw. And then, you know, that White Claw turns into me, you know, buying a pound of methamphetamines and
a pound,
shoving it in my veins and thinking I work for the CIA and jumping into iPhones and not eating and staying up for 10 to 15 days.
It started in his veins, then he turkey basted.
No, I didn't know.
I'm just come on, man. Let's go. Let's go, Dopey. Let's go. Let's
Canada.
Let's get honesty. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that only in Canada? Is turkey basting only in Canada? Oh shit. I'm sorry. Wrong venue.
That was totally the wrong
venue.
one. Right there.
All
All
right,
right. We all know Shane's weird. We're going to close it out with the serenity prayer.
This one girl looks astonished right here. She's shocked.
Please keep
Cover her name. Trish.
we're so
Trish,
sorry.
did I shock you?
So sorry.
No. No. Okay, good.
Trish has heard way worse.
Okay.
Trish has said way worse.
Trish will do way worse.
Trish, thanks for coming to the meeting
thanks for
tonight.
coming. This was huge.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and hey, Peter Gates is on.
Yes, he is.
Peter.
What?
Peter.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yep, the
Peter
legend,
Gates.
Peter Gates.
A man who walks with integrity.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
God,
true.
that is
true.
That guy's got like 25.
24.
25.
I'll front him a couple. I think 26.
25 years. That's a quarter of a century.
Yeah.
By the time I get a quarter of a century, I'm probably not going to be here anymore because I think I'll be like 95. Anyways, God. Grant me the serenity
to accept the things I cannot
change,
change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
That will be done.
Amen. Thanks, guys.
All right, guys.
You guys have a beautiful, safe evening. We'll see you next Tuesday. Please
Next
bring a friend.
Tuesday, bring a
Tell
friend.
someone.
Or join us online.